Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tabor College Gymnasium on the campus of Tabor College here in Hillsboro, Kansas for tonight's KCAC matchup between the current number one team in the conference, St. Mary's, the University of St. Mary's Spires, and as of right now, your number two team in the conference, your Tabor College Blue Jays. St. Mary's comes into tonight's contest on a 10-game winning streak. Their last loss was clear back on September 14 versus Mount Mercy University. Since that time, the Spires have rattled off 10 in a row and their last 5 in KCAC play. They've kind of been on a roll as they've defeated Bethel 3-0, Sterling 3-0. KW, who's at the bottom of the conference and the only loss Tabor has, battled them to the end and they beat them 3-2. Then they dismantled York 3-0 and Southwestern 3-0. For your Tabor College Blue Jays, the ladies come into tonight's contest on a roll of their own, winning 5 in a row, and 3 of their last matches were all KCAC matches. Their last loss, clear back on September 28 at the previously mentioned Kansas Wesleyan University Coyotes. Tabor started their win streak with a 3-0 win over Avila, and they had a 3-2 win over at Central Christian, a team that's really struggling, but a good night for Coach Ganawan to get everybody in, a lot of people on the floor, and when the top group was on there, they dismantled the Tigers for a 3-2 victory overall. Sterling was next up for Tabor, and they defeated them 3-0. Friends, who had defeated Tabor earlier this year at Friends in a 5-set exciting match, was not that exciting here as Tabor just really dismantled Friends that night, playing very well, 3-0. And Oklahoma Wesleyan is who they defeated the other day. Saturday, they traveled down to Bartlesville, jumped up on them 2-0, defeated them 3-1, and St. Mary's had the day off on Saturday. So if we look at our you'll see on your screen the team comparisons, a little bit of that record we've talked about. Wanted to highlight Coach Amy Beal for the Spires in her 4th year and Marshall Denowan in his 1st year. Now we'll take a look at the KCAC standings. First of all, you see right there, and there is one correction on there that I'll point out, but St. Mary's 5-0, 19-7. Ottawa, when I took these off the KCAC website today, they had duplicated a match that I did not catch, and they are actually 4-1. So Tabor will be in second place all alone at 5-1 and 13-13. Ottawa is 4-1 and 15-9. Bethany, the Swedes, who will be playing next week here at home, I believe. They're at 4-1 and 18-5. McPherson College, who Tabor beat earlier in the year before we started our 5-game winning streak, 4-2, 12-8. Southwestern College 3-2, 15-6. Friends 3-2 and 12-16. But after we beat Friends here at home, they actually went out and defeated Ottawa, who's receiving votes in the country and was leading the conference at the time. So big win for Friends that night. Sterling College is 3-3 and 12-15. And we'll take a look at the rest of the teams. In 9th place, Oklahoma Wesleyan 1-3, 13-9. Avila 1-3, 11-3. KW 1-4, 4-14. Bethel 0-6 and 4-15. And York rounds it out at 0-7 and 3-22. So we're just about ready to get started here, about 30 seconds away from PA announcer Mike James taking over for us tonight here at Tabor College Gymnasium. So we will take a short break here. He will be back with the prayer and the anthem, and then we'll set the starters for both teams. I'm glad you're with us tonight. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for the day that you've given to us for life and breath, that we can do things for you. I thank you for this competition tonight. Be with each of the teams. May you keep them from injury. May they execute what they have practiced. Be with the coaches that they can make adjustments. Be with the officials that they will make the right calls. And we as fans, may we just honor you in everything that we do and be positive in support of our teams. Thank you for tonight. In thy name, amen.
As a participant in the NAIA's Champions in Character Initiative, we, along with the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference, challenge each of you to enjoy tonight's contest in the true spirit of sportsmanship. Tabor College is confident this will create a positive, competitive environment we can all take pride in and enjoy. And now for the starting lineups. The University of St. Mary volleyball team is coached by Amy Beal.
And we're back with you here from Tabor College Gymnasium. And we're going to set these starting lineups here for both squads. We'll start with the visitors from Leavenworth, Kansas, the Spires of St. Mary. Starting tonight, a 5'8" freshman from Gretna, Nebraska, number 11, Jessica Melizzi. A junior, 6 foot tall from Lenexa, Kansas, number 14, Anna Hester. Ashley Van Giesen, a 5'9" senior from Nanakula, Hawaii, will be starting this evening and wearing number 21. Number 24, Cody Offerly from Offerly, Kansas, a 5'9" senior. Number 25, Hayden Huerman, 5'8" freshman from Kansas City, Missouri. Callie Odom, number 28, a 5'8" senior from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And rounding out your starters for the Spires, number 17 will be a libero wearing the white jersey this evening, Keisha Reyes, a 5'8" junior from Schertz, Texas. Now let's take a look at the lineups for your Tabor College Blue Jays. Number 1, a senior, 5'4" from Greeley, Colorado, the KCAC Setter of the Week this past week, Samantha Smith. Number 4, 5'10" senior from Corn, Oklahoma, Marissa Groff. Number 11, Taylor Queering, a 5'9" sophomore from Bradshaw, Nebraska. Number 13, Monet Ortiz, she's a 5'3" senior from Lakewood, Colorado. Number 16, a junior from Gossel, Olivia Dirksen. Also from Gossel, Kansas, 5'11" sophomore, number 20, Brittany Hebert. And wearing the white jersey, the blue jersey tonight for Tabor, number 2, the freshman, the 5'6" libero from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Marisol Sandoval, who you see Coach Ganawan as our head coach, Tisha Worth, the assistant coach, and our grad assistant, Tiana Frizzell. As we look at tonight's officials for this contest, actually R1 will be Jim Ewert, and R2 will be Lawrence Combs. We weren't for sure how they would line out, but those are your 2 officials. And we have Jordan Horstick and Josiah Ray will be our 2 line judges. Bailey Kaufman and Tina Lowe will be taking care of the book and the libero tracking. Riley is on the clock. Public address announcer Mike James. Lance Carter and his crew, Duncan and Noah, will be taking down the sports information and the stats. And we have Kayla on camera again tonight. And we have Chris and Micah up in the studio once again. So there's your lineup for the contest this evening. It looks to be a good one if you look at how these teams have been playing the past month or so. So hopefully we'll see a good contest this evening. As you see, Hebert's already come out as the libero. Sandoval has come in. I did find out a little bit about Hebert's hand tonight. I asked her before, and I said, what's going on with that? And they said we really don't know. It's just her thumb and kind of her palm area a little bit is bruised up and banged up. So she will hit, she will block. She very seldom has served lately, as Coach Ganowan has put a sub in for her when it comes to serving. Give her a little rest, probably physically and with that hand. So it looks like the serve will go to St. Mary. Can't forget our ball rollers, Maddie Ediger and May Kirchhoff. We thank you for your service as well. Keep the balls dry and keep the game rolling here as the first serve's up and we're underway. And Tabor off with a good 1-0 start. As you'll probably notice tonight, Samantha Smith will do a lot of back sets. We've been running Hebert around a lot, who's not in right now, but she will run behind a lot and hit back cross court. And attack there by number 24, Offerly. Tabor up 2-0, Smith to serve. Really have a pretty decent crowd here this evening, as you can't see on your camera, quite a few here in front down on this side, but with fall break here, students are traveling back. We do have, I see some of our different teams that had to stay around here are here to support the ladies, and we have a foot fault on St. Mary. So a couple of errors on the Spires. I talked to their coach a little bit earlier, and I asked her how they were doing, and she said long trips don't bode well for them. So she said we don't like sitting in a vehicle very long, so maybe Tabor can take advantage of that and get some confidence here in the opening set. As we see Morrow coming in now to serve. She has been coming in for Queering, and Queering has been taking a break when she rotates to the back row. We also see Ortiz go out, and Jaden Korf, who wears number 10, a sophomore out of Hugoton, she's been coming in and played really well the last match here at home. Graff with a nice attack. The other day, Graff hit very well from this right side for Tabor in their 3-0 win against Friends. Another good serve by Morrow. That attack is out. So Tabor's opening up a 6-1 lead here early. Again, this is a matchup of the number 1 and 2 teams in the conference at this point. St. Mary at 5-0, Tabor at 5-1. Of course, with the good attack, she did that the other night very well. She hits, if I remember correctly, more down the line. She'll hit some across. Hebert and Queering more across. Graff will hit it both, and Dirksen will as well. Heads up play by Graff, and Tabor's rolling early, up 8-1, and St. Mary's going to call a timeout. So very good start here for the Blue Jays. See if we can keep it rolling at the end of this timeout. If you're listening to home and you're just not here tonight, but you will be coming to a volleyball contest or even clear into the basketball season. There is a construction out from our new Fleming Welcome Center, and so the front parking lot by the library is shut down. Parking will be across the street by the tennis courts. You may also drive around to the football stadium and also to the CRC parking lot if you need space. If you have a handicapped tag for your vehicle, you may park on the east side of the gymnasium. There are 4 reserved handicap spots. We do ask that you walk around the building. It's about the same walk as from the normal spots to the front, just going on the south side of the building instead of up the front, and come in the gate. And when the night's over, you're free to leave through that east side. Back to action here, and Dirksen with the full swing bunt kind of there, using the baseball analogy, as she wound up to hit it and caught just enough of it to kind of float it over everybody and drop it in. So every one of the Blue Jays getting in on the action here in this first set. And there's a nice set and attack by Smith to Korf, and Tabor's opened up a 10-1 lead. This is sub here for St. Mary's as number 14 will exit. That is Hester, and I can't quite see, that's 20-something that checked into the game, but her long black hair covering up her number. It looks like 28. That's Odom. She's in, and now Tabor has given up a couple in a row, 10-3, and we've still got a 7-point edge here in set number 1. That ball could have been out. But St. Mary's does get it over and in. A nice serve by the libero Reyes. And St. Mary kept it off the floor, but I believe it hit something in the rafters and bounced a little bit off, as we see Hebert come back in and Sandoval back to serve. Tabor up 11-4, set number 1. See if Tabor can do something with it here. Hebert comes and just a little bit outside. St. Mary's cutting into this lead just a little bit, 11-5. Still Tabor in control. There's that back set. Groff with the attack. And that block attempt out by Odom. Serve go back over to Tabor, and we see Graff back to put the ball into play. Graff, the number 4, 5'10" senior out of Corn Bible Academy in Oklahoma, one of the leaders on this year's squad. Substitution there by the Spires, and Tabor up 12-6. Nice put away by Graff. And we see Querian checking back in the lineup for Morrow. and Ortiz will come back in for Korf. So it seems like Coach Ganowan over the last couple of weeks has kind of found a rotation that he likes. One of our officials backing up our girls as they're kind of getting around and down the court a little bit. Ortiz back to serve. If you watch us play very much, you know that she likes to serve from about the courtside grill usually, so she'll back way up and put the ball into play. Does a good job serving. There's St. Mary's with the attack and cuts into this Tabor lead 13-7. Nice play there by Hebert. She's known for really putting a lot of pace behind the ball, and that time she's a little left hand and puts it over in the open spot. And the St. Mary's girls seem to have gone down, and I know her teammate tripped over her. I'm not for sure if she hit her face on the floor first going for the ball, or if her teammate may have kicked her when she tried to jump over. Couldn't quite see because the standard's in the way, but we sure hope she's okay. That's number 7, Courtney Rexroth. 5'5" sophomore from Lansing, Kansas. Here's another substitution that Ganowan has been riding these last few weeks. A 5'2" junior from Peralta, New Mexico, number 9, Melody Valencia, will come in and serve, and Hebert goes to the bench. And Queering just hammers that one as the pass from the back row on St. Mary, too far over. That's really good for Taylor to get off to a start like that. The other day she hit the ball really well, just had a rough night as we see her go up here and just hit it right off the head of number 21, Van Giesen. But I was saying the other night, Taylor really hit the ball with some pace, but had one of those nights where it seemed like every block went against her and that she couldn't get one to go off the blockers and out. She couldn't get one to go down on the other side. And she was a little frustrated. I talked to her afterward, told her she's going to have more good nights than nights like that. And so that was good for her to get started that way. 15-8 Tabor as we see Dirksen with the good attack there. Good hustle by Sandoval, the freshman. And we had a double hit on Ortiz. We'll put the ball back over to St. Mary. 15-9. Tabor here in the opening set. And we see even more crowd wandering in, which is a great thing to see. Josiah Ray couldn't get out of the way of that attack. He called the ball in, then he called it out, and it was out. It did hit him behind the line, but it was tipped by Blue Jays. So 15-10, Tabor needs to put a stop to this and get the ball back as soon as possible here. Number 24, Cody Offerly, transferred from Nebraska Kearney. She is a Spearville, Kansas product. And there's a nice attack by Taylor. So 2 for Taylor in a row on her attempts. You see a nice set there, perfect timing. The blockers couldn't quite get it down off the elbow of Hester and falls to the floor on their side. So Tabor up 16-11. Morrow back to serve as Queering gets a breather. At this point, we could afford to trade points with St. Mary and still come out on top. We'd prefer not to do that. Seems little by little, St. Mary's starting to crawl back into this. Nice pass by Morrow. And that's kept alive. That was actually hit off our back, which is legal. But we couldn't quite pull it out, 16-13. We'll see if they get one more point. We probably have a timeout coming by Coach Ganallen. And there it is, 16-14. St. Mary, as Tabor still on top, but getting tied here in the first set. We would like to thank some of our sponsors of tonight's game, Paul Brooks and Brooks Insurance, State Farm out of Wichita, MB Foundation, giving meaning to money from right here in Hillsboro, just right across the street from where the Tabor is about. And also Fleming's Mini Store All. Need somewhere to store your goods? Tabor students, if you need to leave some stuff here over the summer, check with the Fleming and they'll set you up. 16-14 Tabor. We'll be back with you in just a minute. And we're back here at Tabor. St. Mary's crawling back into this first set, 16-14 Blue Jays. Spires putting the ball back into play. And Reyes has really been hitting the serve well. Hard ball that dives. And St. Mary's now within one. Sorry about that. Had technical difficulty with one of our cameras up here. If the guy setting up would do it right, it would work better. That'd be me. 17-15 Tabor. As we've stymied maybe one of the storms here by St. Mary. And Tabor just a little unlucky there as that ball pushed to the back row. 17-16, Tabor still on top. Number 19, Ali Camacho, 6-foot senior from Scottsbluff, Nebraska, checks in for the Spires. And Cork with a nice attack, blocked out of bounds by St. Mary. So puts Tabor back up by 2. Very important point right there. A lot let this match get tied. Now we have Graff back to serve. That ball was very close. And that's tipped out. 19-16, and St. Mary's going to go ahead and use their timeout. Probably wise here by Coach Beal as Tabor sees some of that momentum back. She's going to try to get that stopped right away. 19-16, Tabor. We'll be back with you right after this. See in the bottom of your screen, Coach Rasloff trying to give Duncan Whitlock and the crew a pizza down there, Noah Brown. And it looks like they were going to give it back. Said we already got one, but they've got two now. So Lance and those guys will be well fed this evening. 19-16 Tabor. And that's a nice back set and put away by Odom. And 19-18 Tabor still up by one. Because obviously, if you know anything about volleyball, that first pass is critical, and there we couldn't quite get it where we needed it. And our setter, Sam, had to chase it. Much better pass there by Jaden. Nice back set and put away. That's what Smith and Hebert do together really well. Brittany with that cross-court attack as we see Queering in for Morrow. And Ortiz in to serve, and they give Korf a break. Even right there, St. Mary didn't make a great pass. Couldn't get anything on it, but Tabor's set wasn't where it needed to be on that one. And 20-19 as these teams are going back and forth here. First set. Number 2, Maggie Mendoza in. Serve for the Spires, down 1 here in set number 1. Nice job there. Good pass to Smith. Good set. Queering with the cross-court attack off the Spire defender. And we see Dirksen in. Sandoval, the libero, will go out. Dirks will come to the front row, and Brittany will take a seat. And Melody will come in to serve for her. Tabor 21-19. See if they can widen it out here. Ball just floated out. And Hebert back in for Valencia, but then Sandoval right in for Hebert. The libero checks back in. 21-20 Tabor. So far, they've kept the Spires at least a point behind. Did jump out to a big, I believe, 10-point lead. And Queering with a nice put away. Nice set, nice attack. And smiles by Queering tonight. The other night, like I mentioned, she's a little frustrated. But that competitive spirit, she was ready to go, and she's proven tonight why she's one of the best hitters in our conference. And the Blue Jays in the net didn't quite catch the number or see who it was, but back over to St. Mary. It's tied up 22 all. Critical. Tabor gets a stop right here and critical point, 22 all. Ortiz can't quite handle the serve. It's 22-23. Tabor with their first since 1-0. I believe they even led 1-0 since the first time this match down, as it's 22-23 in favor of St. Mary's. And we're back with you, 22-23. St. Mary with their first lead. Tabor opened up a 10-point lead, I believe it was, in this first set. And was really rolling. And St. Mary, seeded number 1 in our conference at this point. Tabor 2, you got to give them credit, battled back. They showed why they're number 1 right now. And now the good put away by Dirksen ties this back up, and Morrow and Korf back in for Tabor. 23-23. We was hoping it'd be a good one tonight. It is so far. Neither team has really played a 5-setter recently. A big point there. Tabor up 24-23 as that attack by St. Mary goes out of bounds. And Mike James, the PA announcer, is trying to get this crowd involved. He wants them up. Morrow with the good serve over. And we have a chance. Tabor. And it's over. He does say there, over the net, and that will be point Tabor. And the Blue Jays take this first one 25-23. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back with you with Ivy Ray, our campus visit coordinator, in just a few seconds. And we're back with you. And again, Tabor takes set number 1 after a big lead. St. Mary come back and took a 1-point lead. And Tabor, showing the heart that they have, come back and held on for the 25-23 win. And now we are with Ivy Ray, our new campus visitor coordinator, I believe is the official title. So Ivy, give us a little bit about what exactly do you do when people come to our campus?
I work on admissions, and anytime someone requests to visit, I coordinate that. So when coaches have recruits or just students want to come and visit Tabor, I coordinate that and get them to see the campus, get them to a faculty member, whatever they're interested in, and have them have a meeting with someone in admissions.
So this is your first year at Tabor?
Yeah.
And what do you think about this line judge we have out there? If you don't know what I'm talking about, she is married to our line judge, Josiah, who's a GA in our program. But first year at Tabor. Yeah. And so what do you think so far of Tabor College?
Well, about the line judge, I think he's doing a really great job and an unbiased job. But so far, I have loved my experience here at Tabor College. I love the community, I love the people, and I love how much our faculty and staff care about our students.
So you came from Sterling. You
yes.
graduated from Sterling. So very similar as far as size of school, size of town, things like that. Where did you grow up?
So I actually grew up in Alabama. Okay. And then I moved to Clearwater, Kansas when I was going into the 8th grade. So I've been in Kansas about 10 years now, and I've loved the people, and I've loved the kind of the small town community of what Kansas provides.
So I know before Josiah was a youth pastor. Yeah. And then what did you do before you came here?
I just did new jobs coming out of college. I worked at an apartment community, and then I was actually Josiah's assistant for youth ministry the last year before we came to Tabor.
And so making that transition here, what brought you to Tabor? Was it your job? Was it his job? Was it both? Was it something that was it just a good fit?
Honestly, it was just the Lord. Josiah was a youth minister for 2 years, and he kind of looked at me one day and said, I want to coach. And I said, absolutely. He loves the game of basketball, so do I. And he was a talented athlete at Sterling, and he's so smart. And I think he's going to be a great, successful coach, especially he has a great mentor. He has Aaron, and he has Coach Reed, and I feel like they're going to set him up for success in his future career.
So what is the favorite part of your job? Is it showing people around? Is it getting to know people? What is your favorite part of your job?
I think my favorite part of my job for a campus visit coordinator is being their first impression, being able to show them what Tabor is about in the first 5 minutes I have with them, because they're coming to Tabor maybe a little nervous or don't know what to expect, and we can just show them immediate hospitality and show them how much that Tabor already loves them, even if they commit or if they don't.
And you got to be excited about the new building going up, because I believe your office will be in there. Is that right?
I am getting a cubicle now, but I couldn't be more excited because though we have the Welcome Center and it's really great, I feel like the people inside represent what Tabor's about, but the building kind of doesn't. And first impressions matter, and I'm really excited for our new building to give them an even better first impression that physically shows how we feel about the students.
Well, it's going to be beautiful. Right now it's a big hole,
Yeah.
a bunch of dirt and a bunch of trucks moving out, a bunch of fence. They are preserving our trees, which is nice.
Yeah.
But the building will be awesome once it's built.
Yeah.
And I know you guys do a great job. I know I've had some people from, like Jared Osborne's here the other day, and from where I moved from, and I know that just talking with some of the students, they really enjoy you and your good spirit. So we really are glad you're here with us, and you brought Josiah with you, so we'll take him too. So no, we appreciate all you guys doing. We thank you for stopping by for visiting with us.
Thank you so much, David, and thank you for this interview.
You bet. Thanks. So Tabor, again, with the first set victory, 25-23. We were just visiting with Ivy Ray, our campus visitor coordinator, really enjoy her and Josiah. Josiah has been a great addition here to our GA program, to our women's basketball staff. He does a lot of the cutting of replays during football games for us, as he's known that quite a while. He's had some expertise in that. In fact, he's going to be working the ESPN game this weekend here. ESPN does one conference game at a field in our conference, and he's going to do some replay there this Saturday. I know he's looking forward to that. So we've really enjoyed having them here on campus, and Ivy's big smile when you walk into our Welcome Center, and her bubbly spirit is just something that is what Tabor's about. So we really appreciate them both. Morrow there gets the home court friendly bounce off the net and roll over. As Tabor now, after being down 0-2, is up, they're tied 2-2. If you watch Tabor a lot, you've heard me say this side of the court just isn't our best side. We like to play from the west side much more than the east side, but hopefully we'll see if tonight maybe we can be focused and ready to go here. And Tabor, a good job by Cora to push that ball up over the blocker, push it deep enough. St. Mary couldn't handle it. Tabor now on a 3-0 run to take the 1-point lead. We just couldn't quite handle that one as it came back over quickly off the block. Tied up at 3. If you're just joining us, once again, these are the two top teams in the conference. Record-wise, St. Mary comes in to tonight's contest 5-0 in conference play, 19-7 overall. Tabor 5-1 in conference play and 13-13, but their schedule early in the year was just brutal. Several very good teams on the road, ranked teams. And this young team had to grow up pretty fast, so. The record might be 13-13, but probably a little bit better than that, given who they've played. Other top team in the conference is Ottawa, and Friends, after being dismantled by Tabor a week ago here on this very floor, came back and defeated the supposed best team in the conference at that time. They're still awful good. We've got some good volleyball teams here in our conference, and you're seeing two of the best tonight. has just been finding those holes the last few weeks, and she's been slipped into the lineup there by Gnauen. Seems like she may not hit it quite as hard as a couple of our other attackers. She has a knack for finding that spot and hitting it with just enough pace to get it out of the reach of the defenders. And right there, she just pokes it over. Tabor up 6-5. See Coach Frizzell, or GA, out there giving some instructions. She does some of the scouting. I don't know if she did the report on St. Mary or not, but she helps with that, does a really good job. And Brittany just missed with that, tried to bring that little push shot back across the grain, if you will, of the defenders and put it just a little too wide and out of bounds. That time Brittany a little too far away from the net, a little further than usual. Couldn't quite get anything on it, tried to dunk it over. But then that created a hole on that backside. And the little block by St. Mary back on Tabor's side. 7-7. Grass attack just long. Tabor now down 9-7. And there's Korf one more time. Just right off the block and into the open hole, as we see now Ortiz coming in to serve. As Korf will take a break. And Morrow get a breather as well as Queering comes back in to play on the front row. Ortiz back, good serve. Tabor down 1, 8-9. And Queering with a put away, not even close. Nobody even came close to touching that one, as Quering's on her game this evening. Tied up at 9. Ortiz back to serve here, set number 2. Tabor with a 1-0 lead. Heads up play by Hebert as the ball floating over the net. She just puts it over. And we're going to clean the floor up. This gym does get warm. Have the fans going tonight, but it's not bad. It's been very warm in here at times. Tonight it's not really that warm. But the players are sweating. They're working hard out there, and it's warm down there, I know. Both of these teams started their season over in Hutchinson at the Fall Fling the KCAC puts on. Started last year. This is the second year for it and is the nation's largest NAIA volleyball tournament and play there at the Sports Arena in Hutchinson. So put that on your calendar to come next year and watch the Blue Jays compete. There'll be 5 courts going, 2 in their main gym, 3 in each of their back gyms. And some of the best teams from all over the country come and play in that tournament. No KCAC school will play each other in that tournament. And that's the thought behind it. So both teams got started there. Everybody got to look at everybody in that 2-day event. Kind of started both these teams this season this year. 10-11. St. Mary regains the lead. And that one goes out as number 2. Maggie Mendoza sends that one deep. Heads up play there by the Blue Jays and Ortiz to let that go out. Valencia now in to serve. Dirksen into the front row. I'd like to give a shout out to Lorenz Plummer. He's one of our student photographers. He's coming here tonight and taking some pictures for Mike Clausen and his crew. We'll be providing a lot of the pictures of tonight's event that you'll see on Flickr if you take a peek there. And there is Lorenz right there. He's a good kid, tight end on our football team. He does a nice job. 12-11 St. Mary. We're knotted up at 12. We'll talk about some of the events coming up here at our next timeout. So if you're watching at home and not for sure who plays where here at Tabor, we'll give you some of that information, so hang on for that. And a nice try by Query, but she did put it on the outside of the antenna. And Mr. Horstick was alerted to that right away and pointing back to St. Mary. 13-12 Spires here in set number 2. Nice attack there by Query. Smith with a nice set. I've said this several times. I think she's one of the best setters here in our conference. Query just off the tape. The setter can really make or break you, obviously, in volleyball. The way she sets the ball, she's got to know how each hitter wants it, where they want it, how far off the net, how high. She's got to kind of keep all of that in line. Does a great job of that. Graff with a nice attack there. A block goes out of bounds. So Marissa gives Tabor the 14-13 lead with number 5, Taylor Morrow back to serve. Nice job by the Blue Jays just to keep it off the floor. And that's kind of the way it's gone for Tabor tonight. Is the first set they had a couple of those where they dove on the floor, kept it alive, got it over, and then it seems like the next point comes over and the next ball comes over and just finds a gap. So a little frustration you see there by Taylor Morrow. She hits the ball. A little bit of frustration, but it's tied up 14-14. And that's Reyes serving. She has given us fits tonight. She has a jump serve. The ball really dives down. It dives down quick. And Sandoval and Morrow kind of had a miscommunication, and Sandoval took the ball, lands on Morrow, and Morrow gets up kind of gimping a little bit. Hopefully she's okay. Sandoval with the floater. Nice attack by Graff. A really nice set. Graff with the put away, giving Tabor the 16-15 lead. Be huge if Tabor could come away with a 2-0 lead after this set. They're going to have to earn it, though, as St. Mary's not going to go away quietly. Coach Beal needing a clarification on something down here from our official, Lawrence Combs. And whatever he said, she shook her head yes and agreed and walked off, so he must have given her a satisfactory answer. Couple subs there by St. Mary's. We see number 21, Ashley Van Giesen, and number 19, Allie Camacho, check in for the Spires. Tied up at 16 here in set number 2. And the lefty puts the ball into play. That hole just over the front line is kind of given Tabor some problems, but that's going to go over to Tabor as we have somebody in the net. I couldn't quite tell. Break for Tabor, 17-16 with Graff to serve. Nice dig there by Morrow. She couldn't quite handle it. Got her hands on it, but deflects it out of bounds. And St. Mary comes back with 2 in a row, takes an 18-17 lead on the Blue Jays is number 11, Melizzi, out of Gretna, Nebraska, serving for St. Mary. Miscommunication there. Smith had the back set. We weren't looking for it. St. Mary now up to 19-17. And a 3-point lead now, 20-17, as Tabor is going to call a timeout. So 20-17 in favor. St. Mary's here in set number 2 after Tabor has taken set number 1, 25-23. A couple of events coming up tomorrow. Our filmer, Kayla, will be in action out on the soccer field as her women's soccer team will take on Kansas Wesleyan at 5 o'clock here at Joel Ween Stadium. The men will be in action right after that at 7:30 approximately against that same Kansas Wesleyan team. So come out and watch our soccer teams tomorrow as they will be at home. This weekend will be a busy weekend here on campus. We have all of our homecoming festivities. We'll have board meetings here. We'll have reunions. We'll have all sorts of things going on. The tennis team will have a doubles mixer with the alums and the current players playing out at the city courts. There's 8 courts out there, and he's had such a big response. Coach Rencher said they're going to have to go out there and play, so they have enough court space for everybody, which is good, but we won't be on campus. But we'll be out there. We'll only have the football game at 2 o'clock here on Reimer Field at Joel H. Ween Stadium. Alumni basketball game will take effect also as we have women in action at 6 and men in action at 8. So come on out. You can spend the whole day here at Tabor College and just watch a lot of action. Right now we're in the volleyball gymnasium, and it's 21-17 St. Mary. They've opened up a 4-point edge here on Tabor here in the second set. (22-17) as Tabor struggling here out of the timeout to break this St. Mary momentum. Here's a chance for Tabor. Smith just sets it over. Morrow with the attack you don't see often, and that works. So she's pumped up. Nice job there by number 5, Tanner Morrow. Now we see Ortiz and Quiring back in for Korf and Morrow. 18-22, Tabor needed that in a big way. We'll see if Monet Ortiz senior out of Lakewood can string a few together here for Tabor. The punch over by St. Mary's got Tabor a little off guard, and now it's 19-23 in favor of St. Mary. And Tabor now down to set point as they've played right with St. Mary in this second set, but St. Mary flexing a little muscle here towards the end of this set, and now they've got set point at 24-19. And that's going to do it. Set number 2 goes to the St. Mary Spires, 25-19. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute. And we are back here at Tabor College, and our guest this break will be Mr. Kyle Bohr, and he is a residential educator here, and this is his first year here at Tabor. And Kyle, first of all, what drew you to coming to Tabor College?
Yeah, well, I was pastoring for a little while, and, I just really missed working with young adults and people within this age group. It's such a transformative time, and, I had a big transformation during these college years for myself, and I just wanted to pour into others who were going through that same stage.
So your college years, you talked a little bit about, you were in Fresno Pacific.
Yeah.
I cannot talk tonight for some reason. And then, so it's a little different from Fresno to Hillsboro.
It is.
So talk a little bit about that difference, but yet what's the same?
Yeah, it's the difference, obviously. You have Fresno, which is a big city of, 400,000 people, and so that's obviously a bit different than Hillsboro, but I think the community is the same. A lot of the just values and the Christ-centered approach to just education, living, and just building those relationships and trying to work with people and pointing towards Jesus.
So you're in the men's quad.
I am.
So you're over there in Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, and what's the other one?
Yeah, man, now I'm even there's 4 of them. They're in Kansas, Oklahoma, California, and Nebraska.
There we go. So you're over there with about how many guys are in your quad over there, roughly?
So there's over 100. There's about 130. Yeah, so lots of freshman guys, lots of energy, lots of just having fun.
So you got about 100 freshmen and so over there. So what are some of the activities that you're doing to try to get to know the guys a little bit better?
Yeah, well, it's great. We have a great team of RAs who are working the quad, living among them, and so we always try and create events to bring all the guys together. We've done quad volley or quad dodgeball, and also just kind of like some football events and things like that. And they love kind of coming together and watching football and eating pizza, and the food always draws people there. So we do that mostly every time. And it's just been great seeing the RAs just build relationships and get in the lives of these guys. It's awesome.
You talk about food, and I know for one, I believe was it our first home game, did you guys have a big cookout out there?
They
big
did.
Tailgate? How'd that go?
It was great. SAB kind of led the charge on that one, and we got a bunch of students, and it was a great event. It was awesome. And
you got a new volleyball court out there right outside your door.
Brand new sand volleyball. It's right outside my door. It's noisy, but it's okay. Everyone's having fun, and they're utilizing it.
Yeah, isn't that great? I mean, our maintenance staff did a great job putting that in, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
We got probably the best maintenance. We got the best maintenance and grounds crew
Absolutely.
around.
I don't know how they get through all the requests they have, but they've been just incredible with us and with every RE who's needed things done. It's pretty amazing how they get it all.
Well, I asked Ivy this question, so I asked you kind of what is your favorite, if you had to pick one or maybe two, but what's your favorite part of what you're doing now here at Tabor College? Well,
like I said earlier, these guys are going through a transition from high school to college, right? They're kind of becoming adults, and they're really trying to discover who they are, even just as a person of Christ. And so we get to come along and disciple, and even for a lot of them, introduce the gospel to them for the first time. And so you have people coming from all different backgrounds, which is exciting. It's fun. You put a whole bunch of mix of people in there, and it just brings great perspectives. And everyone's learning, it's not just them who are learning it, we're learning too, and they're educating us in a lot of ways. And so it's just been a blast learning who everyone is, where they come from, what experience they had, and just trying to help them move to the next stage of life in a healthy way. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nothing more exciting, I don't think, than seeing somebody grow in their faith or just come to, own their own faith or come to Christ for the first time, they want to be a part of that's just something. So,
Oh, absolutely.
well, Kyle, we really appreciate the effort you put into all of our students here. I know watching that many guys and trying to make a difference in their life, you don't just do that, flippantly. I mean, you got to put an effort into that. I know it takes a lot of time. We really appreciate you and the job you do here, and thanks for stopping in tonight. Hey, what about the volleyball team?
Oh, they're amazing. They're just incredible. I love coming out and seeing the games.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're doing well. So we'd like to thank Kyle for joining us, and good luck to you as you mentor those guys and keep up the good work. And just glad you're here, and hopefully you'll be with us for a long time.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Kyle.
All right.
So we're back with you. We had just completed our second interview of the night with Mr. Kyle Bohr, come to us from California. Does a really good job with our guys over there. My office is in the athletic center, and I walk by his place quite a bit. See him from time to time. He's a pretty busy guy, really trying to make a difference in the lives of obviously mainly the men over there that he's in charge of, but I know he is here tonight. He's at a lot of our sporting events to support guys and gals, and we just really appreciate that. So here in set number 3, it's 3-1 after that, blocked by the Spires. Tabor with the first set victory, 25-23, had about a 10-point lead. St. Mary came all the way back, got a 1-point lead. Tabor turned it right back around and went for the 25-23 win. 19-25 was the second set. And we're here in the third set. Here in set number 3, we're tied up with 1 apiece as far as sets go, and Tabor down 2-4 here in set 3. And ladies and gentlemen, we said it'd be a good night for volleyball. The top 2 teams in the conference are going at it, and it has been. Both teams have really played pretty well overall. Not had a lot of mistakes either way, but St. Mary's starting to find a little bit of a groove here towards the last part of that set. Second set and into this set. So 5-2. And St. Mary's out of the gate quickly here in set 3. So we'll see how this young Tabor team responds. They won't quit, I'll promise you that. They'll fight. We'll see if they can string a couple of points here together and get into the St. Mary lead. They really need to get Reyes off the service line, because she is the main person giving Tabor problems tonight. That hard, flat serve with a lot of spin. It dies right when it gets over the net with a lot of pace. Brittany with the cross-court attack just goes wide. Tabor down early here in set 3. Back set to Graff. Goes a little long, and Coach Canal needs a timeout here as Tabor finds themselves in a big hole early in set 3, down 9-2. Well, we have a break here. A couple of the leaders on the floor here tonight. Blue Jays, Olivia Dirksen is 5th in hitting percentage in the conference, 0.268. Kills per set, Taylor Queering is 9th, 2.6. Marissa Graff is 10th at 2.6. Kills, Marissa is 17th, 192, and Taylor at 19th at 188. Assists per set, not aces, assists per set. Samantha Smith, the setter of the week for the conference, is 3rd at 8.4, and assists, Sam is 3rd at 6.05. Olivia Dirksen Tabor number is 14th, tied for 14th at blocks per set with 0.7. She's also 17th in blocks with 50. So we'll see if Tabor can respond out of the timeout. As the pass goes up, hits the beam and comes straight down, and none of the Blue Jays can get to it. Smith and Korf tried to move that way, but the ball back down too quick. 10-3 Spires here in set number 3. And Graff with the attack, and the block goes back cross court. As we see Scout Washington, 5'9" senior out of Hoxie, Kansas, will come into the lineup for Tabor for the first time. And she will give Brittany Hebert a break. And Josiah Ray right on top of that call. Boy, that ball was diving quickly as Reyes put just a little too much on it. It did go out. (11-3). Tabor needs to get back into this 1 point at a time, and that's not the way to do it. Nice attack there by Dirksen. Kept alive by St. Mary. That goes out of bounds. And they're going to say that Tabor did tip it. (13-3). St. Mary. This is just about an opposite flip of the first set. As Tabor's passing this set is not quite as crisp as it has been. So we're going to need to figure out a solution to this right away, or it's going to be a long set for us, but a short one for St. Mary. 14-3. Korf with a nice pass to Smith. She puts it back to Korf, and Jaden puts it down. So nice job by the Blue Jays there. Korf has really made the most of her opportunities these last few weeks of getting on the court. And that's going to be Tabor ball. So Graff has strung together a few points here for the Blue Jays as it's 14-5 now in favor of St. Mary. As you see, On your scoreboard, we're at 1 set apiece. Now St. Mary's looks a little out of sorts these last few points. 14-6 Tabor trying to come back here in set number 3. And Korf that time pulls it just a little wide, trying to go around the blockers. St. Mary's substitution, number 24, Cody Offerly, back in, and number 4, Jaylee Thornton, the Manhattan, Kansas product, will get a breather. Nice cross-court attack by Dirksen. We got a ball, maybe you can do something with it here as the pass is a little too far towards the net. St. Mary's does a nice job of making you pay if you get it too close to the net and you start pushing it over there on your pass. Good job by Dirksen. He puts that one down. St. Mary can't handle it. That cuts into the lead a little bit as it's now 16-7. As we see the replay here, a little back set by Smith and Dirksen with a full swing. Nice job by the junior. That time her and Smith are on the block. Couldn't quite handle it. It goes down on the Blue Jay side. 10-point lead for St. Mary's, 17-7. Here in set number 3. Tabor breaks a little bit of the momentum there. Trying to hang around here, 18-8. Trailing here in the third. Substitution for St. Mary's. We see a couple new players come in. (19-8) in favor of St. Mary's here in set number 3. So after we clean the floor up, it's 10-19. Samantha Smith back to serve for Tabor. And one at a time, that's what it's going to take. And we're down to an 8-point lead for St. Mary. Smith with that cross court from the far left corner, which she likes to serve from. And they're crawling back in one at a time, 12-19. Tabor trying to get back in this third set. And St. Mary just out of reach of a defender, diving defender for the Blue Jays. 20-12 now in favor of St. Mary, with number 24, Cody Offerly, to serve. And Smith with a nice set for Quirin, and again, Quirin has been on tonight. I mentioned the last match here when she hit into a lot of blocks. She was still swinging, still played the win, was really aggressive, just couldn't catch a break, and it's paying off tonight, her effort and her energy, as she's hit a lot of balls that St. Mary just couldn't handle. Now Smith tomorrow, dug out by Reyes. And Graff down the line on the right side, and that ball is tipped. And it lands in. Doesn't matter if it's in or out, as it was tipped by the Blue Jays. Tabor trying to get back in this, 21-13 here in set number 3. Reyes is serving. That's the one that's tough. Scout Washington, the lefty. A nice attempt there. And another one. And the block by her and Graff lands just out. So 22-13. St. Mary here in set number 3. Spires looking to take a 2-1 edge here in this battle of the KCAC's top 2 teams. Nice dig by Morrow. And Torf finds the opening in the defense by the Spires. Keeps Tabor rolling, 14-22. So see Sandoval back to serve forward to the Blue Jays. By the Blue Jays just to get it over. And we have one official going one way and one going the other way. And looks like they're going to talk it over, as neither one wanted to bend what they saw, and they're going to get together and discuss this. We sure hope that goes Tabor's way, but they'll make the call. And like I said last week, the officials, they get most of them right. And like everybody else, they're going to miss one here and there. But the officials, they get it right most of the time. And Louis Combs, who I've known a long time, he did basketball officiating when I did basketball here before. He shakes his head yes, and he tells Jim, you've got the right call. He's going to explain it out to Coach Beal, who earlier took what he said and said, okay, and I'm not for sure what she's going to think this time as we watch the replay of it right here. As believe he called us in the net, and none of us were in the net or crossed or anything. They did come across. So that appears to be the correct call, that she was across the line underneath. And it's going to be Tabor point, 15-22. As it's time to move on now. We need to keep things going. Every point's critical here in this matchup this evening. (23-15) St. Mary here in set number 3. One set apiece. In between sets 3 and 4 here, we'll bring you some more upcoming events, and we'll talk a little bit about the media day we had today for the winter basketball season. It's 24-15 now, and St. Mary is on the verge of taking a 2-1 lead over the Blue Jays. And that's in. 24-25-15. St. Mary up with a 2-1 edge, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, we're back with you, and we want to go through some upcoming events that we mentioned earlier, but just in case you're just now joining us, come out tomorrow and watch our soccer team as our women will host Kansas Wesleyan at 5 o'clock, and our men's soccer team will take on the Coyotes at 7:30. So come on out to Joel H. Weems Stadium tomorrow and support our soccer teams as they're looking to get one in the win column tomorrow. Again, Saturday, a whole slug of activities with homecoming festivities going on. There'll be a lot of people on campus. You can come take about anything in you'd want on Saturday. We have tennis doubles mixer, so if you're listening to this and you're a tennis alum, men or women, and you haven't heard about that, come out to the courts at 9 o'clock out on the city courts in the sports complex in the west edge of town by the pool, out at the fairgrounds. He has a lot of people coming back for that. So it'll be good to come in and take part of that. It'll be the alumni mixed in with the current players and staff. And Coach Wrencher would love to have you coming out for that. Then we'll have the football game versus St. Mary at 2 o'clock. We'll have the homecoming festivities at halftime of that to crown the host and hostess. And then we have the alumni basketball, women at 6 and men at 8, which leads us into today. We had media day up in Wichita at Crestview Country Club, and the votes were tallied after all the coaches spoke of their teams and kind of what they had. And then the coaches poll on the women's side, as expected, with the return of the majority of their players, Sterling will be the pick to win the conference. They had 135 votes. 7 first place votes, or 135 points, 7 first place votes on the the coaches poll, just ahead of Tabor at 129 and 3 first place votes. And that for many people would be a surprise after graduating the most successful class in Tabor history last year in a 28-4 team, 22-2 on the year. They won 6 out of 8 possible championships in the KCAC during their time here, counting regular season and conference tournament. So they come in at second. Bethany and Wesleyan are third and fourth, with Avila fifth in the coaches poll. And the media poll, it goes KW, Bethany, and then Bethel. So it's a little, after the top two, it kind of moves around a little bit. On the men's side, Tabor came in at 9th in both men and women's poll. Southwestern was first in the coaches poll, followed by Oklahoma Wesleyan and Kansas Wesleyan. In the media poll, it was Oklahoma Wesleyan, then Southwestern, and then Kansas Wesleyan. So Tabor second in both polls for the women, ninth in both polls for the men. And again, if you'd like to come out this weekend and take in some activities, you can play some tennis, see some tennis if you're an alum, then move out to the football field. I know they're going to have some food trucks along with the traditional German meal. They're going to have a whole bunch of things here that day, a lot of things for the kids to do. And then the football game at 2, alumni basketball at 6 and 8. So be a lot going on that night. So come on out if you can. All day long you can spend up here at Tabor. You can get your belly full with some good food and a lot of good activities. So Tabor down 2-1 here in the battle of the top 2 teams in the conference. St. Mary comes in at 5-0 in conference play. Tabor at 5-0. Tabor at 5-1. And it has been a very good match this evening. Well played overall on both ends. And if you notice now, you'll see number 13, Monet Ortiz, as the libero, as her and Marissa Sandoval have swapped jerseys. So Marissa will not be your libero this set, as Monet will do that. And earlier in the year, Monet was quite a bit, and Marissa was more hitting on the front row. Now we see Queering checking in for Amaro on the Tabor side, as it's 1-1. And Korf is going to stay in and serve for Tabor. So that rotation of Ortiz and Sandoval, that change, I should say, obviously affects other things as well. And one of those is we're going to see Jaden Korf serve this set. That's not a bad thing, as she does a nice job serving, and they've not seen her yet. And that's going to be over, as the setter for the Spires couldn't hold up and cross the couple steps over the center line on Tabor's side, and those will bring Tabor to within 3-2. Excuse me, they're ahead 3-1, up 2. That ball is out. And Tabor now opened up a 4-point lead earlier in set number 4. Down a set to 2 as they won the first set. Led big, then they got down 1, and they showed the determination they have and came right back. Second set was close, but St. Mary pulled it out. Third set really wasn't close. St. Mary just played really well, and Tabor struggled to find any type of rhythm at all. But now in set number 4, it looks like Tabor may have regained focus as we lead 6-1. As we see Marissa Sandoval now coming to check in for Korf. Also into the Blue Jay lineup, number 14, Brittany Baum, 6-foot freshman from Broomfield, Colorado. And there's Brittany right there getting down on the floor, trying to keep that ball alive, and we had miscommunication as Sam was getting ready to wind up and hit it, and Marissa come over to grab it. And ladies need to communicate. 6-3 Tabor. As now we have Reyes, who really has given us trouble with the serve. A good dig there by Ortiz. We really need to put this away. If less Reyes serves, the better for us. And Brittany with the change up, the full swing, and got just enough of it. We talked earlier about like a full swing and bunt. She winds up and just got enough of that ball to get it over and drop it into the hole. 7-3 Tabor here in set number 4. And that block attempt by Washington and Bond goes out of bounds. And I'm not for sure. I did not see what the call was there as I looked down at my paper, but it must have had some in the net or something. That's out, and Monet shoots it long. So 8-4 as the ball goes back over to St. Mary's. Number 19, Camacho, and number 21, Van Giesen. Check in for the Spires. Replay there, that ball just hangs on the net. And Taylor just drops it outside the line. That's really good footwork there by Taylor. She had to come up to the net. Ball was back to Sam. She had to go back, reset, come back up, put the ball away. So good job by Taylor. Stay with it. We see Valencia and Graff check back in for the Blue Jays. So Valencia will be back to serve. Leading 9-5. Good job on Monet. Valencia with the set. Good job by Scott Washington to drop that ball over short. And we have a few ladies who haven't got on the floor too much here lately who are doing a nice job, giving a few minutes here to Coach Ganallen. Tabor up 10-5 here in set number 4. That one didn't quite get over. As you see, Sam's not in the game right now, and Monet set that ball, and it was a nice set. But when you work with a setter so long, as they have done with Sam, and then she's not in there, it just throws your timing off just a little bit. Good dig by Monet. Good dig by Marisol. Hopefully Tabor can do something with this one here. The long point there goes in favor of St. Mary. 10-7 Tabor here in set number 4. St. Mary leading 2-1. Oh my goodness, how is that not illegal? You see Queering and Sandoval going out tomorrow, and Korf back in. Nice back set by Valencia there to Graff. Tabor maintained that 5-point lead, 12-7. Great serve by Morrow as that ball goes over and dives towards the out of bounds. And that gives Tabor a 6-point lead. Timeout, St. Mary. While we have a break, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. Fleming's Mini Store All, serving all your storage needs here in Hillsboro. Once again, if you need to store anything, give them a shout. Tabor students, Tabor parents might be listening. If you don't want to haul everything back home, maybe several students get together and rent one of those over the summer. I know they've done that in the past. Paul Brooks State Farm Insurance. I tell you, I'm having trouble tonight. I apologize. See Paul up there in Wichita for all your insurance needs. And the MD Foundation right here in Hillsboro, just right next door to our campus, and giving meaning to money. So see those three for any of those you might need. They'd be glad to help you out. We're glad they help sponsor our streaming and our game time here at Tabor. If you're listening, would be interested in sponsoring, being one of our sponsors, just call the athletic department and ask for myself, David Ediger, and we can get you set up. So out of the timeout, 14-7 Tabor, and Taylor hits that one just to the top of the tape, comes back on our side. So we've been maintaining about a 5-point lead this set, had it up to 7 there, now it's back down to 6, 14-8 Tabor. Here in a must-need fourth set for the Blue Jays. And a hustle play goes the way of St. Mary. They just did enough to keep the ball alive. Tabor relaxed just a little bit there and didn't put the ball where it needed to be on the pass over. Back to that 5-point lead. 14-9 Tabor, set 4. The block off of Washington and Korf goes out of bounds. Ortiz, great effort there by Monet, but she couldn't quite get to it. The diving attempt. 14-10. They were still up here in the fourth. Nice back set by Melody, and Graff just hammers it. So nice play. Dirksen checking in, and Ortiz, the libero for this set, as earlier it was Ben Sandoval, and they made that swap, and the lefty Washington puts the ball in play for Tabor. As the block catches the line, Stout will get serve number 2. To 10 Tabor, and nice attack there by St. Mary. Dirksen couldn't quite get squared up on that to get a good block. And it goes down as Washington exits, and Ortiz wearing the blue 13 back on the floor for the Blue Jays. Nice effort there by St. Mary, keep that ball off the floor. And then Graff and Dirksen Got up on the block, couldn't square it up again, and out of bounds. So 16-13 St. Mary. Now they got it down to 3. That's close as they've been in quite a while. Short set for Dirksen. Couldn't quite get it where she needed it to put it away. 16-14. Tabor needs to break the momentum of the Spires right here. Nice attack by Dirksen. The back row. St. Mary only had one person on the back. Couldn't quite get to that as we see Samantha coming in for Marissa and Brittany in for Melody. And Smith with that patented far left corner serve. It'll go to the right side. Nice job by Ortiz to keep that ball alive. And couldn't quite get to that one. 17-15. Ball back to St. Mary. Sam on the backside to Brittany and blocked down on Tabor's side by St. Mary. So 1 point advantage now. Tabor needs to get it back right here again. Tabor kind of caught a break there with the ceiling as Ortiz's dig had gone backwards, but had come back into play. But nonetheless, St. Mary takes advantage and ties this up in set number 4 at 17. 2 sets to 1 in favor of the Spires, the number 1 ranked team in the conference. Just battling the number 2 ranked Tabor Blue Jays. Nice job. Dirksen coming alive here now. She hasn't done too much over the first 3 sets. Maybe had a kill here or there. She's starting to come alive now when we need her. And we see Queering check in for Morrow. And Korf will serve. Again, Korf usually doesn't serve. She's doing that this set as the rotation's been a little different. But she's done a nice job, that hard, low serve like that. But boy, that put away there, and it shoots it up in the crowd. 18-18. And Sandoval now comes in for Korf. Hey, Graff does it all. That ball shot up here in the bleachers. She's going to come up here and crawl underneath and get it. Nice job by Taylor to keep that ball off the floor, and Sandoval with the attack. And St. Mary now takes a 1-point lead, 19-18. So we'll see if this Tabor team can battle back. As Reyes puts it, this is who St. Mary wants serving, no doubt. Sandoval with a nice pass to Smith. And Dirksen with a cross-court attack goes out. as it was touched. We're going to see right here if it was. And it does appear to be touched on the replay. If we can see that replay maybe one more time. As here it comes, and we can see that ball. It's close, but it appears to change just a little bit. So nonetheless, that's the call. And Tabor has tied it up at 20. I know Coach Bill is not happy with that call. She's still complaining about it, but it's 20-20. And now Tabor with the lead, 21-20. And timeout, St. Mary. As I thought she signaled timeout, but no, now she didn't. Ortiz with the floater goes out, so it's 21-21. The good news is Reyes will probably not serve again this set. Tabor, though, needs to get the ball back right here. Key point as number 21, Van Giesen, 5'9" senior from Hawaii, via Midland College, puts it into play. And nice attack, but blocked over. And Tabor caught a little flat-footed there as that ball goes back over where we had no defenders. And St. Mary's up 22-21 in set number 4. Washington with the attack. And that ball is out. Tied up at 22 as we see Valencia and Graff back in for Baum and Smith. Coach Ganawan trying to find any type of combination this set, and so far we're hanging in there. And that's going to be 22-23, St. Mary. So we see a sub for the Spires, and Coach Ganawan deciding he's going to use a timeout. Down 23-22. St. Mary on top 2-1. Tabor won the first set 25-23. Lost the second 25-19 and lost the third 25-15. Set number 4, obviously Tabor is going to have to hold on here. They're going to come back actually down 1, 2 points away from the match is St. Mary. We'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, we're back with you here at Tabor College Gymnasium. This has been a very good match this evening between the two top teams in the conference as far as the standings go. We have Washington, Graff, Marisol, Sandoval, Ortiz, Quiring, and Valencia. And she sets it for Quiring. It goes over, and Graff couldn't quite get enough on that one, and it's tipped, and it's match point now for St. Mary as they are up 24-22. Tabor definitely needs to just take a deep breath, play loose, let it fly right here. Ortiz over to Queering. Couldn't quite get that push over everybody, and that is blocked and out. It's going to be a 25-22 fourth set goes to St. Mary's. Therefore, the match does 3-1. We will have our post-game show with Coach Ganawan when he makes his way up here. And we'll be back with you to wrap things up here in just a minute. All right, we're just going to wrap it up with a few thoughts here before Coach comes up, as he will make his way up here in a minute. Just a few thoughts on the match before he gets here. Tabor drops the battle of the two top teams in the conference, who's St. Mary, 3-1. Tabor got out to the first set, a really good start, jumped out to a 10-point lead, had to hold on at the end as they got behind one at 23-22. Then they end up winning 25-23 in that first set. Second set was all St. Mary late. It was tied early, pretty close back and forth match in that second set. Then St. Mary did string a few points together at the end to pull out the 25-19 victory. Third set, that was all St. Mary, as Tabor could never get on track, got down and got beat 25-15. Third set, Tabor loses 25-22, but Tabor really got out to a pretty good start, controlled quite a bit of that that set, and then dropped it there towards the end. So there's the wrap up a little bit of that, and we will be here in just a few minutes with Coach Ganawan. All right, we are back with Coach Ganawan in the postgame show. And Coach talked all night on the air about the battle of the two top teams in the conference.
Right.
And, I know it didn't turn out overall the way you wanted to do tonight, but I thought your ladies played really well. We'll talk about the first set first. Jumped out to a 10-point lead. And St. Mary, you got to give them credit. They kept coming back. And then you guys got down one, but then you showed what you're made of and came right back and won that first set 25-23.
Right. I think it's just mentality that, we are playing the top team in our conference during league play because they're 5-0, which is now 6-0. We have that mentality, hey, we have to win our serve and receive battle, which in the first set we did quite well. And then, they called their timeout and we just kind of probably relaxed a bit, if you can say that, and then we kind of get them handle our serving a little bit better, and I think that was the difference maker. It's more of that they adjusted a little bit, and then we persevered to battle back because we did have the lead, and that's what I talked to them just now in our locker room. Like, look, we cannot discredit them because they are a good team. That's why they're 6-0 right now, and we play well ourselves. It's just that it just didn't roll,
Right.
bounce our way.
Well, then you had the second and third set. The second set really, it was a battle back and forth, but very well played, I thought. Then at the end, they strung a few more points together there down the line and got you 25-19. And in the third set, you guys just couldn't quite find a rhythm. It seemed like they really handled things well that third set and got ahead of you 2-1, and they beat you 25-15.
Right.
But then your ladies bounced back in that fourth set and got up to a lead there and played really well. And talk about that fourth set a little bit. You saw a lot of things. You were ahead, then you got behind, then you battled back, and then you got beat by 3. But what did you see really out of that final set that you liked from your squad?
From our point of view, we practice multiple scenarios and stuff like that, and the players playing different positions. So unfortunately, we have an injury, so we have to play a different player that didn't play middle. So we played Scoutin, and I thought she did an awesome job just coming in and never really playing middle in a set position. And she came in and kind of made a difference there a little bit. That's why, like you said, we kind of had the lead, and then we bounced back. And I think it's just a battle back and forth. And I think, like I said, the bounce just didn't go our way. What I like about the girls is, hey, we know that we can battle and we know we can compete. And I told them downstairs, we cannot be upset about this. Yeah, it sucks that we lost. However, we showed the conference that, we do belong up here as well. And it's the next few matches will be against Bethany and then Southwestern. So they're also up there. And we just have to make sure that we keep going, and we cannot just let one bump on the road to ruin our season. Like, I don't want to say ruin, but it's just like this one bump on the road shouldn't affect us the rest of the way.
Well, Bethany, you will have a little bit of a break. You play them, and you don't play the next round, I guess if you want to call it that. We're off until the 26th, where you will play Bethany here at home. And boy, if you could really put things together and play well and pull that win out, that'd put them down a little bit, as they're right with you now in the conference. And then you would have to go down to Southwestern. So, another one that's just a few spots below you. So the next couple of matches are critical, obviously. So tonight, though, overall, I thought your ladies played really well. You made some adjustments there. I know you swapped your libero out that last set. And like you said, an injury caused you to do some other things. But the good thing I think you saw was some of those ladies who haven't had much of an opportunity come on the floor, and they didn't hurt you. They did a pretty good job overall.
Right. Yeah, you know, it's that, it's that time of the year. It's mid-season. You have players getting hurt, players getting sick, players getting not enough sleep because of tests or homework and whatnot. So it's like that mid-season bump in the road. Like I said, it's, you know, how can we get through it? And I just told the girls downstairs, you know what, we're gonna give you a little bit of a break because I understand we had a long first half here, and now it is our bye week, and then we swap out with a match, so now we have this long break. So I'm gonna give them those rest because they deserve it, and I hope that that's gonna clear their mind, you know, heal their bodies, and then make sure like we're not just at volleyball mode all the time, and they get to be students here at Tabor as well. So, you know, I need to give them that opportunity to be just students, and hopefully with homecoming coming up this weekend, that they get to enjoy that. And like I said, I would like some rest too, because I'm not here 100% myself.
Right.
So,
well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Again, Tabor come out of the gate strong, won the first set, but dropped the next three to lose 3-1 to St. Mary. Tabor's still right there in the top couple in the conference. So we'll be back here next week on October 26th. We'll host Bethany College here at 7 o'clock. So good luck to the ladies the rest of the way. And Coach, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
all right, thank you.
That's all for us here.